Greetings folks, Flying Doctor here, hope you're doing okay. I just noticed that I have an update coming for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I have just closed down the sim and opened it up again. I was wondering, they said some of the changes are server side, so you won't need an additional download, but I've suddenly got a whacking great 2.5 gigabyte download here that I'm just processing. Welcome to the Flying Doctor channel. Let's geek into it. The headlines are, firstly, there have been improvements to the career mode, where before people were either seeing missions simply not available or sparse and difficult to find. Secondly, some avionics bugs have been sorted, particularly for those who are viewing on low or medium settings wherein the avionics would simply fail. And thirdly, for me, taildraggers seem to be, just on the basis of looking at this Draco, seem to be functioning much better and are operational in the sim. You can see me really pushing the Draco through its paces here. This would have meant the plane toppling before if I tried to do it. So my feeling was that this could be a really fun aircraft to fly, which is a considerable leap forward. So just to save you the time, let's just have a look and see, if I go to the development update page, what we have in store. First thing is, obviously they are prioritising bug fixes and improvements based on community input. There was a roadmap for that, so that shouldn't surprise us, but of course there's some significant bugs in the sim at the moment. They released a server-side fix for an issue that was preventing certain career mode mission types from appearing. Now, that's interesting. I saw an imbalance in the missions that were available in my view. I couldn't quite tell, though, whether that was because the sim was giving me less options in my favoured aircraft to try and push me into using other aircraft. They released a small hotfix patch to resolve an issue that was causing avionics in some aircraft to be non-functional at Xbox and for PC players using low or medium graphics settings. I've not found that myself, loss of avionics. I have found when I've been using faster sim rates, particularly the airspeed, both the analog dial and the digital dial on a G1000 are locking up until I hit the final marker. Then it all adjusts and changes again, but a quick observation there. Looking at the forum that's cited, 80% of missions suddenly disappeared for some people except ferry flight, medical, skydive. Career mode 2025, there was an outage discussion thread. And again, where are the private charter flights? So this is relating to those points. VIP charter missions in particular have returned for some people. 88 comments on that one. Perhaps progress, jury's out at the moment, but worth knowing about. So, first impressions for me. I am on employee mode, just having a look around the map. I know this is arbitrary as anything. I am seeing an increase in the availability of mission. Look at all those parachute missions that have just appeared. Also, I'm seeing a fair few sightseeing and ferrying missions. In terms of cargo missions, I've just had a look at this and it feels a little bit more balanced. It's still DHC2 heavy, but there is more of a breadth with the Draco and the Cub. So I think there's an improvement here. I think there is an improvement here. I'll report back. There's a big long Cessna 172 trip you could do there. And let's have a look else here. Is another Cessna 172 trip. So they're mounting up. I bet you that'll be a DHC2 down there. That's right. So I'm seeing a little bit more balance occurring here. Draco X. And the good news is, as I was so clear about in the introduction, I think that there have been some improvements under the hood here, because I'm seeing a radically different behaviour with taildraggers in career mode compared to what I've talked about in my previous videos. Enough to encourage me to think I actually might try this even in employee mode. You can see me here just putting the Draco X carefully through its paces, and I found to my surprise that manoeuvring was way easier. Couldn't help but rock it from side to side. The significance of doing this is previously, if I'd have done that in a taildragger, the thing would have fallen over on one side straight away. The other thing that confirms it for me is what the sudden braking will do, because if you brake too sharply, yes, you have to be careful with the brakes. Taildraggers are very twitchy and sensitive, but if I'd have done that, the aircraft would have been over. There you are. You can see its tail just lifting slightly, but we've not fallen right over when we are really just taxiing. And I've tried it again. That's really good news here. So I'm already thinking something's going on here. Something's different. And this is about as rough. I'm being as rough as I possibly can. There's an argument to say this should be toppling by now, but it is not. The other signal that something is going on is that turning circle, which is now, even though I've been rough with it, that's quite a tight turning circle. We wouldn't have got that before from the aircraft, I'm pretty confident. And although you wouldn't usually be bouncing down the runway, this is deliberate. I'm seeing much more stability here as I hit rotation speed. You can see the tail wheels come off the ground, but the first of the two wheels at the front are functioning fine. So I've even got the confidence here to think, oh well, I can increase the power, watch the rudder and get it in the air, which I do, I'm pretty sure, from this point on. There we are. So much more confident, and then thinking, okay, let's just see if we can land this thing. Never before have I looked for a bumpy and sort of risky descent. Lots of rudder here to slow the aircraft down. And there's enough room here to make a bad landing without things just going crazy. As you'll see me just bumping off the runway surface, attempting a three-wheel landing. But there you go, we are down on the ground, and that aircraft is responding like in a similar way that it would do in free flight. There we are, the tail wheels just popped on the ground. This is a real step forward. So I don't know whether that was whether that's deliberate, or it's a setting that's caught up previously, but definitely a big difference for me. There we go, I'm aborting the mission. Hope you enjoyed that. Do please like us and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw. Ding the bell so you know when my next content is available. Let me know your thoughts, let me know the difference that you think this update's made to you. Okay, take care folks.